Our Bloomberg number of the day was 25 cents. That's because investment-hungry hedge funds are looking to sweeten their profits with sugar. As a result, sugar is surging, with prices doubling since spring, and the buying spree drove prices up near to 30-year highs before closing on Tuesday at a quarter. Well, here's our commodities reporter Michael Whitney with that story.
Yeah, hi, Betty. It's really been the bull story of the year in terms of the commodity sector. It's 77% up this year. The story really started back in the spring, as you pointed to. The Indians, they were in the middle of their election cycle. They knew they were going to have a bad crop, but they fiddled and they diddled, and they didn't go and buy sugar. What happened? The speculators jumped in and they ran the prices up in front of the Indians, and it's really been ugly for them. Prices have rallied sharply. We talked about India here briefly. India has a huge deficit right now. This is the world's largest consumer of sugar, about 24 million tons of sugar a year. They had a poor monsoon rain, the worst since 1972. So dry conditions, way too dry for the sugar crop. They've got an 8 million ton deficit, according to analyst Zarnico, which is a lot of sugar. And there isn't anyone really to fill that gap right now, Betty.
Okay, and what about the supply of sugar?
Well, the supply side, it's all about Brazil. Brazil is the world's largest producer of sugar. They've had issues of their own lately. It's been about wet weather, not dry weather this time. Why is wet weather important? Well, when the weather is wet, it lowers sucrose yields. Sucrose yields, that measures the amount of sugar that is actually in a stalk of cane. So when it's wet, there's less sucrose in the sugar, so it means just less sugar. That's also been making it difficult for the Brazilians to actually just get out there in the fields and harvest the crop, and that's why there hasn't been a supply response from Brazil. Right now, traders are talking about higher levels. The all-time contract high is 26.25 cents. They think that's in the sights right now. Back to you, Betty.
Okay, thank you, Michael.